some advisors really struggle with reaching, teaching, and coaching their clients. Well, I'm joined today by Jay Moreland, the founder of theemotionalinvestor.org, to really gain insights on how to better communicate with clients. Jay, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So Jay, talk to me, frame the problem for me. Why do so many advisors struggle with communication?
Well, communication is an interesting point. Many advisors simply don't understand how clients want to be communicated with. It really comes down to a personality issue. And that's what I talk about quite a bit is people want to be communicated the way that fits them best. And oftentimes we communicate with somebody else based upon the way that we like to be communicated with. So it's very important that an advisor step out of their own comfort zone, understand what is the perspective, perception of their client, and make sure that they frame their communication in ways that their clients will best receive it.
So give me an example so advisors can really understand this better.
So like two competing or contrary investment personalities are what we would call a red, which is I'm a red, which is I'm very direct, fast, to the point. And then there's also a green. A green is very easygoing, very much a listener, does not like to be rushed or pushed. So if I'm a red and my client is a green and I'm telling them, I'm advising them, I'm using the communication that I like to be communicated with. They may perceive me as being rude or abrupt and insensitive because I'm trying to go faster than what they're comfortable with. So if I understand their communication preference, I can make sure that I slow things down and do it in a way that they feel important and that works best for them.
So I'm definitely green. How would you better communicate with me?
Well, first of all, I just need to know the basic patterns or the basic characteristics of a green are they're very easygoing and they take their time. So I would definitely not tell things straight up. I might sugarcoat it a little bit, but more importantly, I would give a lot of time for you to process the information. I would not be asking for immediate feedback because greens tend to like to take time with things, whereas reds want the answers right away. So initially, reds like instant feedback. So I'd probably initially want to get your thoughts or something on it, whereas you might want to take a couple of days or maybe even a couple of weeks to think about what I just shared with you before you're comfortable giving a response.
That's really interesting. I think advisors also really struggle with coaching their clients. Explain to me how they can get better at that.
That's really interesting because financial advisors I've found are really great at planning, really great at making investment strategies and following up with the clients. They're generally pretty good at as well. But the question is, who's teaching the client how to filter the noise of the media? Who's teaching the client how to view volatility with the right lens? And if advisors aren't proactively coaching them, then basically they're taking cues from what other people are doing. I liken it to a personal trainer at a gym. When you go get a personal trainer, they find out what your goals are, they put together a plan for you, they teach you how to do your cardio safely, they teach you how to lift weights right, they take you every step of the way. That's what we need to do. I call it being a personal financial trainer. We need to coach them on how to view volatility more appropriately, the fact that volatility is heavily subjective and it's really a function of time, and it provides great opportunities. For example, with volatility, most clients, most investors want to buy low. But what advisors don't do is they don't explicitly tell clients that the only way we get low prices is through extreme volatility. But if you get extreme volatility, most investors get fearful. In fact, they're thinking about selling at that time. So what advisors can do is do a better job coaching them simply by sharing the truths about volatility. Look, Mr. and Mrs. Client, would you rather have a market that has no volatility, or would you rather reach your financial goals and retire with, and basically do everything you want in retirement? Everybody would pick the retirement. Great. The only way to do that, though, is to experience significant volatility, because we need volatility so other investors make mistakes, we can take advantage of those mistakes, and that'll therefore enhance your long-term return.
So give me a tip. How can advisors get started?
Well, certainly it's to understand what their client's main weakness is. With every client, we all have different behavioral biases, but with certain clients you might say, well, this one's really overconfident, or this one is super influenced by the news. So for example, for the client that picks up the phone and calls them and says, hey, what's Janet Yellen going to do? Or what's this new story about China? They're constantly focusing on the news of the day. So in that case, what the advisor wants to do is really reach out and teach the client better ways to think about the media and to filter everything that comes through to them. So there's various resources out there. Books are great to learn additional information, such as Daniel Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow. And certainly I provide a lot of tools on my website to help advisors incorporate this into their practice, really so it's really easy for them to do it. I want to make sure it's as effortless as possible. Most advisors really buy into this. The problem is it's bandwidth. It's like they come in, they've got their schedule packed, they like these ideas, but the question is, how do I actually incorporate them effortlessly into my practice? And that's what I focused on doing, providing tools and applications so they can effortlessly coach their clients on these important points.
Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. I learned I'm a green and I'm a loud member of the media, so I'm like more of a neon green. Well, thank you so much. For more information on Jay and everything he does, go to theemotionalinvestor.org. For investment news, I'm Matt Ackerman.